I know what you people are thinking right now. James, didn't we do a look at this already? Well, we did. But we didn't do it with 2 players.
Thank you, Parsec.
Yeah, thank you again, Parsec. You're a magnificent gift of the gods.
Whee! There I am as player 2.
Ooh, and you have 2 new characters now.
Yep.
In the process of getting this set up, I did input put all the magical codes, which let you unlock everyone. But we're not going to care about the exclusive ones. We're going to look at the exclusive ones, Conker and Banjo, who never got to reappear in the DS version.
Aww. Did they get like new characters to replace them, or?
Yeah, Dixie and Tiny.
Gotcha.
You know, the Tiny Kong that got that rather interesting redesign that pretty much stuck around from then till the fucking Barrel Blast game.
So who's ready to watch what happens when you have James, who's much more experienced with racing games than I am, and myself enter into a tournament? Spoilers, may not do as hot. Well,
it all ends in disaster.
Especially when all of these games, because we are doing more than one game, when all these games have different, when they all have different things that all, they all have different, starting boost things. One of them, you have to release the acceleration at just the right time. The other one, you have to start holding it right now. The other one, you have to tap it. It's like, ah!
Well, hey, I mean, it just comes with territory. Not everyone wants to play exactly like Mario Kart. They want to have their differences.
I also forgot that with Diddy Kong Racing, you want to put your foot off the gas right when you hit the turbo.
Right. Which, I mean, I appreciate that's a thing in the first place, because goddamn, the amount of speed you can get by doing that is just insane. Not on these hoverboards, though. These are, I think I may have said this during our look at, but I'll say it here. The hoverboard, or hovercraft stuff, is honestly not my favorite stuff in the entire game.
It's a little slippery.
It's very slippery, very floaty, as a matter of fact. I mean, which makes sense. They are flotation devices, but that's beside the point. I played better than I played more fun than this. I played the boats in All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Yeah,
In fact, both Logan and I did during that one little versus match thingy we did about a year or two back. God, I hope Team Sonic Racing turns out to be good.
Frickin' Diddy, you and your namesake.
What the hell?
And just like that, we lost someone.
Sorry about that. I get the feeling
That was me.
Oh, that was you?
me.
I disconnected for a sec, but I'm back.
I did too. I get the feeling that Discord couldn't handle the fact that James said he preferred Racing Transformed over Diddy Kong Racing, and he's like, "What?"
No, that honestly happened to me too. I was like, "Oh," because I just kicked it right back. I thought Discord was mad at me because I said frickin' Diddy and his namesake. Discord's like, I put down money on Diddy.
Wait, did it disconnect for you too, Logan?
Just for a second, but it reconnected me right after. So I think it was just
Okay, good. So I wasn't just acting crazy there.
Yeah, no, it was just like a little hiccup, and everything's fine anyway.
Okay.
Dang it!
Oh, that's good. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Discord literally was just pro Diddy Kong Racing. I mean, it is a great racing game for the console, and I mean, to some degree, I still think it's aged fairly well. My only real gripe with it is that I think some of the track design is a little too simplistic for its own sake.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's plenty of people that will always pledge themselves to, like, say, Mario Kart 64 over Diddy Kong Racing, and I assume that's mostly just because of the track design being not stellar here as it is in Mario Kart 64. But I mean, everything else checks out for me. The racing itself is pretty fun. The what you can do with the items is actually pretty decent. And well, you're racing on more than just go-karts.
Yeah, I do think there's a lot of variety. I also think the soundtrack is great.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack is fantastic. I mean, save for maybe one or two exceptions, David Wise could really do no wrong with the synthesizers.
Yeah.
I honestly would like if he did another. I honestly would love if he did another racing soundtrack. The last thing he did was ukulele part of it, and just
He only did the minecart stuff, which I mean, bless his heart for doing so. That's still some of my least favorite shit in the entire game. So, Seeley, what do you have to say about these two racing together on aeroplanes?
Whee! That's all I have.
I can tell the excitement from your tone there.
Did you ever see anyone play Diddy Kong Racing growing up?
I have not.
Wow, James is a little bit ahead of us, I think, with that turbo trick of his.
Thank you, Turbo Trick.
Just by a little.
Jeez.
Yeah, a little.
It's very easy to lap people.
I mean, I guess it doesn't also help either the fact that, well, I mean, I understand Logan has preferences. But Banjo's a heavy motherfucker in this game.
I was just picking him because I liked him.
He's a 200-pound bear. What'd you expect? Okay, not 200 pounds. That's pretty light for a bear.
I expected a little compassion hype.
To be fair, you could just argue that Kazooie's just adding on to the extra weight.
That's something I guess I can ask. Like, it's mostly Banjo there. Do they ever have any hints of Kazooie being in his backpack?
I feel like there might have been, like, one sound clip of Kazooie in this game that might pop up on, like, the very rare occasion, but otherwise, no, it's just the Banjo show.
Well, not the Banjo show, but I get what you mean.
Well, yeah, Banjo's the only... Well, Kazooie's a no-show, that's what I mean to say. Which, now that I think about it, I kind of wonder why they didn't just let her be a playable racer in this game. I mean, I'm sure we could easily cut off a few ties, like with
Make
this
the
random
chicken
mouse
Kazooie.
character. or just cut drumstick in exchange for Kazooie. That's why she's not in Banjo's shack in this game.
I guess I can ask, because unless we already answered this, I apologize. What exactly is, like, the development gap between Diddy Kong Racing and the first Banjo game?
About a year. I mean, granted, the original Banjo-Kazooie was pretty much in full development around this point. They just added Banjo into the game because they needed to bestow some time for the game to finalize development.
Yeah.
When it had already gone through like a million other prototypes in the process, like Dream, Land of Giants, and whatever the heck they were doing on the N64 involving pirates.
Right.
I am curious though, like, unless they didn't have, like, his model finalized, why didn't they just use his model from the game instead of using the weird one that they have in this one?
It probably wasn't... it wasn't... How should I put this? Considering it's a racing game, there's probably too much detail to put into it, because, like, you'd probably tell even from, like, Crash Team Racing, there was a lot of... didn't even finish. There was a lot of, graphical downgrading for the character models, just so that... well, the game can run at a consistent pace.
Well, that's fair. Like, I've seen that happen with, like, quite a few games.
I mean, let's not forget, like, how in 4-player races, Crash loses his goddamn eyebrows.
Yeah.
And now for something a little different.
We're gonna try a different game as well to see if my luck is any better. No.
Well, to be fair, we can both share in the suffering, because let's just say that some of these races did kind of catch us off guard, but it was made by the same developers on the same hardware, same engine, everything, but this time it's with Mickey Mouse!
And bouncy letters.
Now, this is a game I have some experience with. Odd experience, but experience nonetheless.
This right here is Mickey Speedway USA for the N64. I mean, again, same hardware, same everything pretty much, except different characters, and, well, it was released pretty late into the console's lifespan, basically as a means to advertise the Mickey Mouse works that were in full swing at the time. And it's also noteworthy for being one of the first 3D Mickey Mouse games where they actually got the detail of Mickey's ears
Always being in profile.
Being round. Yeah, I was about to point that out, actually.
They're always round, no matter which way he looks.
Yep, it's always a profile view.
Also, yeah, well, this is Mickey's living room.
He likes Nintendo 64. You must like Nintendo 64.
We are Nintendo.
And what he doesn't tell you is that in one of those cupboards, he actually has a Dreamcast.
Yeah. So, this game only has 6 characters, 2 of being of the same type. You got Mickey, Daisy, Goofy, Pete, Minnie, and Donald. We decided to be the basic bitches and go with Mickey and Donald.
Let's go, because I don't want to try dealing with all the other stats.
Yeah, and unfortunately for any Pete and Goofy lovers out there, well, you're probably going to be a little blue ball, because this is couples night.
Are there any unlockable characters you can get?
The nephews and Bluewood Von Drake.
Huh.
Oh, you knocked him over.
I know how to unlock Dewey and Louie, but Huey, if I remember correctly, involves interconnectivity with the fucking transfer pack.
Oh, jeez.
Which is dumb, in my honest opinion.
It is.
But with that said, as the title implies, we're pretty much racing all across the US of A. Starting off with Indianapolis. Also, by the way, here's a fun little trivia for y'all. Multiplayer racing games on the N64, maybe with 1 or 2 exceptions, they had to run so much on the same screen that they didn't have enough room to actually play music.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to splice that stuff manually.
Oh well.
Is that actually like a thing? Like to render everything, it had to like de-render music while multiplayer was happening?
Yeah, that is the case. Like, I remember, like, when the Runaway guys did their first video of Mario Kart 64, they actually pointed that out when they were racing on Rainbow Road.
Huh. Only in Mickey Speedway or only any other game?
Oh, no. Like, most, if not all, well, most, multiplayer racing games as far as I know. I mean, I think Diddy Kong's Racing is the exception, but for Mickey Speedway USA and Mario Kart 64, no. Like this shit, well, this shit's silent. Well, okay, not completely silent, because you still have the sound effects, which check out.
I thought we were friends.
And from that point on, they split. It's not because of Donald's tantrums. No, it's because she lost in a race.
Well, I thought you were saying that to Minnie, though.
Well, it's funny. Well, I mean, granted, Donald did reply afterwards, so it's like I don't know. Maybe he's just thankful they're not going to have their ladies night anymore or something. I don't
Frickin'
know.
heck, he's
Oh,
still
wow.
crossed. Ah.
And I mean, say what you will about how chatty the characters can be in this game. Some of the stuff that can pop up is pretty endearing, and I do like this is one of those few games where there actually is that attention to detail. Where, say, if Minnie threw a baseball chucker at Mickey will give Minnie slack for that. Like, he actually acknowledge who dealt the blow and well, all that stuff. It's pretty endearing.
It's good, unique, context, like, sensitive dialogue.
Yeah. It makes it seem a little more personal.
Where to next?
We're
Next up-
going to the mountain.
No, not quite. We're actually heading down to San Fran.
Oh, that's right. This is yeah, okay, that's right. They did a full America thing.
You know, I've been to San Francisco before, and it does not look anything like this.
Well, maybe you just been to the parts of San Francisco that don't look like this.
I must have been doing a good job of avoiding the part of San Francisco that looks de-resed as all get out.
No. See that's on the east side of San Francisco. That's where like less money is put, so everything's de-rendered in order to help accentuate the landscape.
I feel like there has to be a game out there somewhere that actually makes that into an entire theme.
I would love that if that in order to keep things affordable and fortunately I had enough players behind me to have a little shield. No, it's like I would love if that was a thing. If like the community center comes out to say, yeah, in order to keep things running with a lower power bill, we've had to de-render some of the bathrooms. You may see lower res textures on the walls. Don't worry. Just don't push too hard against any corner. You may clip out of bounds.
You know,
That's the worst feeling.
That is actually one of my favorite. That is actually one of my favorite quotes from a speedrun contest. Was from AGDQ. Someone said, "Was the moon landing the first ever out of bounds?" Anyway,
But also
Whoa.
another interesting attention to detail. If you notice on one player's side of the screen, everyone else looks like everyone else is just rendered as a JPEG.
Yep, and they're just at different angles. Like there aren't on my end, Minnie and Daisy do not have any smooth animations. They just kind of clip between different angles of the same JPEG.
I don't even know if they did this with Diddy Kong Racing or not. But for this game, I guess they just had no choice considering they used all whatever resources they had to make these landscapes look as authentic, quote unquote, as possible.
But I think for the little shortcuts they made, it still makes for a pretty seamless multiplayer experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, I will say, ow, dang it, take that, Minnie. But no.
Gotcha.
Okay,
but
that's what I get for not being nice to Minnie.
I turned the wrong way. Oh wait, crap! They're gonna beat us.
Crap, the ladies are gonna beat us. We must.
Dang it!
Donald, truce.
well, you got above James at least.
I died.
Whoops.
You can see the turmoil on Donald's face right now.
I would have loved if I didn't spawn back after that. Just, and then just the bottom half of the screen goes black.
That would have sucked.
They're out for blood.
But and to think they're supposed to be couples. I guess this is how they handle their disputes.
Off to Texas.
Some just settle in Smash. No, these guys just go on street. They literally just do illegal street races in New Mexico.
Not bad, New Mexico. Let's.
Well, they are pretty close to each other, so.
I did too long.
This one I think I remember us having the worst trouble with because, like, freaking Daisy of all things. Like, I don't know what. I don't think. I mean, I set all the AI to intermediate, and yet she still freaking got ahead of us pretty well.
There's that. It's also the fact that this map is so like so many tight curves and a lot of like patches of road that can slow you down.
Also, I will admit this is something I kind of miss from playing this game single player. But every time you do get like an item, like you will hear a voice clip of Von Drake literally telling you what that item is.
Ah.
Like when you get a baseball, he literally calls it a baseball chucker, or when you get like the token icon, he gets some root token or something like that. I don't know how exactly you pronounce it.
Some loose change I found in my pocket.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
You found my funds to pay my electricity bill.
Nikki, you found my spare change-anizer.
Donald, you found a loose sock I left in the dryer last week.
You found my wallet.
Oh, Nikki, you found my remote-controlled death laser.
Just don't push the one button that has been issued to you, lest a catastrophic apocalypse be brought upon the masses.
I still love the fact that there's a cartoon where Ludwig von Drake, the head of the science community, literally invented a machine that makes perfectly sliced sandwiches.
It's something he would do. I feel like that was more of a passion project.
And yet that's true. And yet that still backfires, all because Goofy needed to use the restroom in the time pod.
There we go.
Goofy ruins
both
everything.
sides of the frickin'. Yeah. I'm not good at racing games.
Both sides of the near.
Not unless I've like practiced at them a lot, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Or Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. You did a pretty decent job there, from what I remember.
It was okay. It was kind of like even or. Kind of depends on which track and stuff.
Okay, Logan. Now we get to go to a canyon.
There's the canyon.
Not just any canyon, though. The Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
made by Paul Bunyan himself.
I want a new Grand Canyon now.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Logan, but Paul Bunyan's just a myth.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I was making.
Wait, he is?
I was making a Simpsons movie reference.
Oh.
It's like the whole premise of that movie was that for anyone who's not seen the movie, I guess spoilers or whatever. The movie's old.
It's like 10 years old now.
Springfield gets ow.
Oh.
I think you played yourself.
I have no one to blame but myself and Disney.
Springfield gets so polluted that a giant glass dome is put over it to try and protect the rest of the United States, kind of like quarantine it. But then, after the fact, the government has a secret plan that they're going to actually blow up all of Springfield to create a new national landmark of a new Grand Canyon. They don't play because they want to drive up tourism and government funding and national park. National parks are government funded and supported, so why not have more of this? I don't know. I
mean, I guess when you stop and think about it, how much would there really have been value lost in doing that?
So the idea was that the commercial wasn't played in Springfield itself because they don't want to freaking tell them what they're about to do, but a commercial starts with a teenage daughter with her parents at the Grand Canyon. She's like, "This is so boring. I want a new Grand Canyon now." Stomps her foot all huffy, and then the client guy comes out and says, "You looking for new source of entertainment? Opening in Springfield of next year. We're going to have the new Grand Canyon." And you're like, what?
What a devilishly diabolical scheme. Though honestly, when you stop and think about it, it's really not that far removed from reality.
They'd be doing crazy stuff all the time. I remember. I guess to make this somewhat topical.
Daisy, are you okay there? You sort of went borderline Babs for a moment there.
Same actress.
Anyway,
I know.
I know it'll probably make this video a bit topical, I guess, but during that big government shutdown, I remember seeing photos and stuff shared that the national parks were just getting demolished and trashed because no employees could work there. No one was there to stop them.
Yeah.
It was nuts. But we're back to normalcy-ish.
Yeah, well, let's just move on from that rather touchy topic.
There was one thing we didn't show off was that with all these things, I think James only showed it off once, but this game does have a blue shell.
It does. It's the remote control I used earlier.
The plane, yeah. I'll just
The
go around.
remote control death razor that you found in that can of whatchamacallit.
But don't press the button or else catastrophic failure will occur.
You just pressed the button, didn't you? No?
Rainy days for everyone.
Yeah, fuck rainy days with lightning flashes, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that was our Grand Prix.
And the total results were
6.
I feel like those ducks should be switched.
Yeah, I'm not good at racing games.
Unless
Grand
it's
Prix.
Mario Kart 8.
Let's go to the results.
Which
Well, even
surprisingly doesn't actually pop up during a multiplayer race.
Yeah,
It's
we were
only
expecting. Yeah.
I was expecting a freaking
Trophy
ceremony
show.
of some
Right.
sort. Yeah, but no, that's only in the single player match. And Mickey and Donald are like, okay. La-di-da-di-da-da-da.
Let's just have a photo. And we're just like, truce. Yeah.
Yeah, and they just go on happy trails. Like, just look at this.
Hey.
It's so fucking goofy.
So there you go.
Somebody say goofy?
No. So thank you all for watching myself failing. And the best part is that the freaking pain train is not over yet.
Oh no. Stay tuned for our next racing adventure.
Huh.
Well, boys, you found my phone number. Wait, what?